Okay, General Treatment Products video training, priming a pump. Okay, so you've gone ahead and you set up your tubing. Now you've got your foot valve on the bottom of the tank with your ceramic weight. You want to make sure and keep it straight up and down. We do have a suction tube shield that helps align it and keep it straight up and down. You may want to make sure that you have all your tubings in place and stuff like that when you go to do your priming. The pump, of course, does have a start stop. Okay, so right away it starts at 360 strokes a minute, which is as fast as it goes. Setting the pump for its output will be a little bit different. We're just going to talk about priming right now. So priming as fast as you can go, it's not always the best way. Especially if the chemical is a little bit heavier than water. Maybe it's sulfuric acid or something like that that may be a little bit heavy. I do like to turn them down just a little bit. And you'll notice that it switches to 1, but it does move when you hold it down. It does move pretty quickly. 360 is the maximum, and 180 would be half. You know, basically you're going to see half of the outputs and stuff. So you can see that I've slowed it way down. I've slowed it down a bit, about 240 strokes a minute. The reason I did that is I want to give everything time to seal, especially on a new application before there's liquid inside the pump head. You don't want to run it at full speed because it's just a bunch of chattering. There's not enough time for everything to seat. Draw it in, push it out, draw it in. You know, you want to kind of, but you don't want to go too slow that it's not, you know, you're just standing there forever. So I do like to slow it down a little bit when I'm doing the priming. So I'll turn it on typically. I'll open my priming side, I'll allow it to get it. And you'll hear quite a different pumping action when it starts priming. You know, right now it's a very tinny kind of high note. It does pulp it off. You do hear it like draw the liquid in, and when it starts, and you'll actually see a little bit of chemical coming out of your discharge side here. Go ahead and close it off, and then go ahead and pump it up, and it's ready, and it'll be primed. Okay. If you're having difficulties priming it, make sure firstly that you can do this, but it does help that we take the top of this off and we put a little bit of water in here. Now, sometimes you may even want to go as far as taking this fitting off and put it in. Don't remove the check valves. Remove the check valves, you got to make sure that you put it back in the right way. They are gravity fed, so if you put them in upside down, it doesn't work. Okay, so, but if you add a little bit of liquid to here, everything works a little bit better. Air will go where water won't, and the reason being is that the air molecule can compress. A hydraulic or water molecule can't compress. Okay, so in these pump heads, if you have it's all completely dry, it doesn't allow air to go back through, and it doesn't prime as well, especially with a heavy liquid like sulfuric. Now, with sulfuric, you wouldn't want to put water in here because you have an exothermic reaction. So make sure that what you're doing here, the liquid that you use to help the priming and wet everything inside of there, is compatible with what you're pumping. Typically, water will be. So like chlorine is 12% chlorine. That means that it's mostly water. There's very little chlorine. A lot of the other ones, 30% sulfuric, does have only 30%, 70% of that is water. So, you know, if you're in the bomb or the 98% sulfuric, that's when you don't want to put water in here. Okay, but if you're at 30% sulfuric, you should be okay. Okay, and make sure that your chemical, your liquid end, is compatible with it. This union here, if you guys have noticed, I am doing, it's the only part of the pump that is reverse threads. Okay, so I'm grabbing it here, and normally you would loosen it this way, but I loosened it that way. Okay, so it is the one part of the pump that still gets me every once in a while. It's that way for a reason. When I tighten this up, it doesn't loosen the fitting that's on the inside there. So that's kind of why they did it. But remember, this is reverse threads. Grab it. You want to go the opposite way, like you feel like you're tightening it, and it'll loosen it. If you're having problems, you can, with this one here, you can see the threads, but don't over tighten it. You will strip those threads. Just plastic. Okay, guys? Very good.